And the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. And welcome to the Wise Hour. I'm your host, Jay Mullane, also known as Wise, where we be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Family, we got our favorite pit master in the house today. And the springtime is near, it's here, and the summer is coming and all of that stuff. And we want to make sure we got ourselves ready for some smoking and some grilling. So, of course, we got this expert in here. We got T from T-DUBB BBQ. Man, come on now. You know you're going to be dropping 24 karat gold balls indeed. But family, before we get started, I need your guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely share. Hey, we are a community here, and more you share this, more people can come in and join this amazing community. So, family, I'm not going to hold you. So, you know what? Hey, let's go.
At the Wise Hour, we break through the night, bringing knowledge fire, so hold on tight. Every episode, a story to unfold. We're turning every minute into gold.
Hey, this is the place where we're dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. T's in the house. What's going on with you today, brother?
What's happening? What's happening, man? Everything is everything. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I see you doing your thing, man. Those out here, we're going to talk about this YouTube channel he got going on, boy. I tell you, man, I catch at the wrong time. When I call myself, I'm going to be taking a break and be fast a little bit. Then I see a video, amazing video from you. It's over, man. So I'm going to grab me a chicken wing, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to grab me a chicken leg, you know what I'm saying? Hit that grill, man. I'm so excited that you're in the house today, brother. And like I said, last time you was on the show, man, just before the Thanksgiving holidays, you were dropping 24 karat gold bars. And, man, I had a lot of people, man, was so impressed and it was so informative. So, of course, brother, had to have you back because more questions came out, especially since the springtime is here. So, before we go ahead and get into this information here, I tell you what, introduce yourself just in case those people new to the community, they want to know who you are. Go ahead and drop them 24 karat gold bars.
Okay, I am Terrence P. Elmore, aka T-DUBB. I have a barbecue channel, primarily I'm all over the place. Facebook, Instagram, T-DUBB.BBQ, and then we have YouTube, T-DUBB-BBQ. I also do poetry, and man, I have 3 podcasts as well. Poetry can be found at the Brown Sugar Cafe. It's National Poetry Month, so a lot of things are kicking off on that regard. But with T-DUBB, I have a podcast with a couple of co-hosts, Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast, and then I have the Brown Sugar Cafe Podcast, of course, as you know. And then me and Charlie, we have Pass the Remote. So I think I covered everything in a nutshell.
Yeah, you cover everything, man. This brother, like you said, he all over the place in a good way. He give you information to the standpoint of individually what he does his pit master channel. I will call he's a master of this, man. And then he with some other pit masters with the Black Smoke barbecue.
Yeah.
And you drop 24 karat. And this brother doing entertainment, man. He got on TV, passing remote, talking about TV shows and talking about the latest shows out there. Then also, this man's a poet because it's at this time of recording, we're in the month of April, so he dropping 24 karat gold bars with poetry because it's National Poetry Month. So as he's also the founder of the Brown Sugar Cafe, which you can find in all, well, I guess you said podcasts area. So you just search up the Brown Sugar Cafe, bam, it's there. This brother's amazing, man. But I know the audience, they were asking about this smoking and grilling. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let me throw this out here real quick for you, brother. You do have a motto. You said, food is my love language.
Yes.
So how did your passion for barbecue begin? So it's the people in the environment, and how has it evolved into your YouTube channel?
That's a good question. I would have to say my passion for barbecue started in the kitchen. When I learned how to cook, I was I think I was in, I don't know, might have been 7th grade, somewhere around there. is when I could have been younger, is when I asked my mother to show me how to cook. And once I started learning how to cook, I just loved it. I've always been watching cooking TV shows and, been fascinated with chefs and things. And then as I got a little older, I learned about grilling and barbecuing. And I was a teenager then. Um, just being out there, I remember the first time I was out there, man, made a couple of mistakes, of course, because I mean, you don't know any better,
Just a
but
couple.
it's yeah. It was it was a good time though, man. And I just remember that feeling, just being out there, lighting up the grill and throwing some burgers and hot dogs on there, and it just felt natural. And then so fast forward, and when I got older and stuff, even when I was in college, I always found myself being at the grill.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it just became a thing. Anytime we'd have a get together or whatever, I was always the person that was pulled in to do the grilling. Or as say we having a fish fry, I was always the person who they deemed to fry the fish. And so that's kind of where it all started. And one day, because Charlie and I used to have another podcast called the Backyard Pitmasters
Okay.
podcast, and he hooked up with Black Smoke first, and then they were doing their podcast, and then we had our separate podcast. And then during our podcast, I was like, I kind of want to share my content
Yes.
because I'm grilling and I'm, trying different things. And this was probably like in the middle of the pandemic when I was like, I want to share this. And so
Okay.
that's when I was trying to figure out, I don't want to mix it with the poetry because I'm like, that's kind of, I wanted to have it separate. Because it's like you here for the poetry, you're here for the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast, and all of a sudden here you see a grill. So I'm like, let me create another channel, another platform. And so I was trying to think of names, and T-DUBB was one of my nicknames growing up. So I was like, T-DUBB BBQ. I was like, that sounds like a barbecue spot.
Fire.
So I created that, and then I started with I believe Instagram, and then I started, I was like, and Jeff from Outdoors with Jeff, he's also a part of Black Smoke. He was telling me like, man, just go ahead and throw some videos on YouTube. He was like, you can do shorts, until you decide to do some long form videos. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I created my YouTube channel and started putting up some shorts. I didn't stick with it as much, but like last year, I started to get more serious about it and posting more content, more long form content, more shorts. And somewhere during the time where I created my channel, we decided to combine Black Smoke and Backyard Pitmasters.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I became a Black Smoke Barbecue. They had a couple of episodes before I joined, but ever since we combined, we just been running full steam.
All right, man. And you have, man. It's an amazing channel, and those y'all definitely need to check out. And at least to be just below the like button, in the description. So just want to let you guys know that. So you definitely need to check it out with the Black Smoke Barbecue, and also his channel too. And I love that you get the history of it because of how your journey is, and like you say, you're multifaceted. Like I said, I love this passion that I learned when I was young. I love being a kid. I learned this from my I think you said your mother, right? Or grandmother?
Yeah, she showed me how to cook, and then
Yeah.
I just picked up my barbecue skills, just kind of hanging out and trying different things, and then being around different pit masters and stuff, and learning different tips. But that was something that I just dove into myself. I didn't have any guidance in it until later on, I guess you could
Mm-hmm.
say. But at that point, I had already made enough mistakes to where I had to figure it out already.
Life is the best teacher.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the standpoint of that. And you're amazing. And like I said, we're gonna share some of this stuff that you have done on your YouTube channel. And them reels, I'm telling you, if you are hungry, you do not want to watch the reel because they show you techniques, but at the end, I guarantee you your mouth will be salivating and you want to I'll put it like this: you want to put what you saw in practice. You get them results and enjoy the results. So, bro, I appreciate that background, because I didn't know that. I didn't know how that flow went, definitely with the Black Smoke Barbecue and how y'all integrated. So, I love that, and I love the corroboration. The thing
Yeah.
is, it's hard today to get people to corroborate in certain areas and stuff. Cause everybody like, hey, I just want to have my own thing. But bringing in all this wisdom from y'all group,
Leaders don't wait for change, they create it. Champions don't walk alone, they stand together in faith in this great collaboration. This is your invitation to the Leaders Live Generously Prep Breakfast of Champions, a gathering of visionaries, believers, and world changers. Where? I'm telling you, 32747 Grand Travis, August 30th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. It will be a morning of revelation, restoration, and renewed strength. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They'll mount up with wings as eagles." You know it's your time to soar. I need you to come expecting divine encounters, prophetic impartation, kingdom connections that will shift your life forever. Don't miss this moment with destiny, because when leaders pray, heavens move. I want to see you there. Click now on the link. This is Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon signing out. I'll see you in the place.
5 or 6, right?
Well, it's a lot more than that total, but it's just about five or six of us that are on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to our page, we have everybody's information listed on there as far as like their channels and stuff. But it's more than 5 of us. It's just 5 of us on the show.
Okay, and see that's a good thing too. Like you said, even though it's just the 5 of y'all guys,
Yeah,
y'all still show the community. And
six of us. My bad. 5 or 6.
That's
Yeah, 6 of us.
I
It's a lot.
when I watch it,
it's 6.
y'all, it's 6. Okay, so because at times not all y'all on there, and y'all vary. Y'all not on there all the time, so you can get the number 5 or 6. But the thing is, this community, y'all are a wild card community. Y'all corroborating y'all community, and like you said, you have a list of everybody. You know what I'm saying? One day I might be able to join the list with y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna have to work. I'm working my way up. I'm building my muscle, man. I'm building my muscle. You know what I'm saying? We will talk that offline.
All right.
All right, man. As we just come out of this winter season, man, and now we into the middle of the spring season, really, right now at the time of recording. What maintenance or preparation should people do with their grills and smokers to ensure they are ready for the season?
Ooh, that is a really good question. So if you're one of those people who stop whenever it gets cold and you haven't even looked at your grill since, I don't know, Labor Day or whatever, there's a possibility that you didn't clean it, right? You might have been like, just closed it up and like, I'll get to it later, and you never did. So it's probably some gunk and stuff left over from last year. So what you want to do is I would suggest maybe the day before.
Okay.
Unless you have time the day of, but you really want to, the day before, open it up and see what you got going on under there. Clean it up. Now, if you're using some sort of spray or something, try to make sure that is something that's not, if you have like paint or whatever, make sure it's something that's not going to eat up the paint, but make sure it's strong enough to degrease.
Okay.
Scrape all that stuff off. They got some really good products that are non-harsh. So you have to, go to the store and check those out. Even some dish detergent and some, good old fashioned soap and water and a Brillo pad. Just scrape that stuff off, clean it up. And then when you get it all cleaned up or whatever, and if you're using water, make sure you rinse that off and make sure you dry it. But also you want to get a good seasoning on it after you clean it up. So you
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by seasoning?
So you want to get some oil.
Okay.
Put it on after you get it cleaned up and dried up. Get some oil, put it on a paper towel, and you want to coat the inside lightly. You don't want a heavy coat, but you want to coat the inside of the grill. Also, you may have some, hopefully you don't, but you may have some rust spots if you had it sitting outside since last grilling season. So you're gonna want to clean that up and get some oil. And oil is a good way to help break up that rust. But you want to oil your grates and stuff and get you some charcoal and kind of get a fire going and let that burn for a while. And then that oil will season or coat the inside. And you can do that with the outside too, depending on what type of grill you have.
Okay.
It's really good to kind of when you get the fire going, and you don't have to have any meat or anything on the grill. If you're using premium charcoal that you use, for your good stuff, that you might want to maybe throw something on there so you're not wasting it. But I mean, just get that fire going and let it run 350, 400 degrees. Try to let it run for about 30 minutes and let that seasoning get in, and then you're ready.
All right. All
Um,
right.
yeah, if you're doing it the day of, you want to get up earlier than when you plan on cooking, because you don't know how long that's going to take, how much gunk and dirt and stuff you might have on, leftover food and all this other stuff you might have left over from last season. So you want to give yourself enough time. The key to successful barbecue and grilling is prep. You have to make sure you allow yourself enough time for prepping. And that's not just inside the kitchen with your proteins or whatever you're doing. It's prepping your grill, making sure everything is fine, making sure you have enough charcoal. If you're using wood or wood chunks, make sure you have enough of that. But you don't want to be that person who's telling people to come over at, let's say, 2 o'clock, and it's 1:50. You haven't even fired up the grill yet.
Ooh, wait. And you mentioned something, and see, I want to take it back one more step, because you that was 24 karat gold bars dropped in D. Now you mentioned the word oil. What
Yeah.
type of oil is for the amateurs? I know you're talking about, but what type of oil? Just in case people get confused on what type of oil to use.
Right.
What type of
Yeah,
oil?
that's good. That's good. Cooking oil. So that's like olive oil, canola, vegetable oil. I would say use olive oil as a last result because of the whatchamacallit, like the burning level,
Yeah.
smoke level, whatever. So you want to use like vegetable oil, canola oil, something like that. You can even use those spray oils, cooking oils, and kind of coat it, but you want to wipe it. You want it to have a shine to it, but you don't want to be all caked up on there where it's running down, if that makes sense. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
yeah,
say
yeah,
that
yeah.
because
You know what?
don't coat it with motor oil, people. Okay.
that,
Cooking
that
oil.
yeah, we have people that are very challenged at times.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
had to we had to explain things out just to make sure.
That's a
You
good
say, "Hey,
point.
put oil now. Go ahead, get that cask oil. Go ahead, get that motor oil right there. Get that. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's on sale. It's on sale. You know what I'm saying? With everything with the at the time of recording with the tariffs and stuff like that, people might
Yeah.
decide and say that I ain't getting that sea oil. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and get that
Right. I
oil.
got a quart in the garage. Let me try that.
He say clean. He say, hey, make it shine, make it shine. But yeah, man. So everybody, I love that. I love the way how you said it's preparation, it's prep work.
Yeah.
And the day before, I love the way you said, because what happened is, a lot of times when we know we want to do this and we don't think about it, that the thing been sitting for a while. So if you did not, it's you do this 24/7 all season, all 4 seasons of the year. So so I know you already have a routine and stuff of how you do your thing, but somebody doesn't have a routine, and someone like me, at times I don't have a routine. So like I said, you have to do the prep work the day before or super early, just so you save yourself some time, because last thing you want to do is, I'm going ahead and grill, open the thing up and be like, oh yeah,
Yep.
this, yeah. So
And it
and that
happens.
that indeed, it does happen. So and so I'm saying we're talking about food and everything like that. So we got that grill, and that it's nice and shiny. It's not dripping and everything right now. So I wanted to ask this: what are the top 3 cuts of meat that people should be looking to smoke or grill this spring
Mm.
to offer, and that will offer the best value and flavor?
Man, you mentioned tariffs earlier. Right now, I would say, man, because everything is going up.
Yeah.
Um, always look for deals. Like look in the sales paper. I know a lot of people have their go-to places because it's just convenient, especially people, ever since they added groceries to Walmart. Some people just go to Walmart for everything because they're already there. And it's like, yeah, I need to pick up some tape, and it's like, oh, I'm here. Let me do a little grocery shopping. But always look for deals. Look at your local sales paper. They are always having some sort of deal where there's a special on pretty much any protein you want. But
Okay.
to keep it simple and cost effective, you can find some beef on sale at times. But what you probably chicken is always a good go to. And you can find deals on different pieces of chicken. You can even cut up a whole chicken and save like that. But
Mm.
I've seen some pork butts on sale recently. You have to keep your eye out for that. Some ribs, pork ribs, of course, are going to be cheaper than beef ribs. Anytime you're talking about beef, you're looking at more of a price. So if
Yeah.
you're going to be doing steaks, um, especially brisket, at this point, chuck roast is even going up too. So if you're going to be doing things like that, make sure that it's for people who actually eat that stuff. You don't want to spend all this money and then as you get older, you understand why the kids only got like hot dogs and stuff like that at cookouts. You know, because it's certain things they're not going to eat, and now they played over this expensive cut of meat. So when you're looking at your more expensive things, look at who all's coming over, because that matters too. You have some people
Yes.
who may not eat meat anymore. They may be vegetarian or vegan. You got to make sure I always feel like if you're inviting people over, you should have what they eat. That's just my personal thought. I see things on social media with people saying, the nerve of somebody to come over and expect certain things. But if you're inviting them over there, you should have what they like. That just makes sense to me. So check with your guests, see what your guests like. You may be doing all this these pork ribs and stuff, and then nobody likes ribs, and now you got 2 racks of ribs that you have to eat by yourself. So check with the people, look for deals, look for specials are always happening at grocery stores. You just got to pay attention, and the little ads don't come out in the mail as much anymore, but just go online. If you're not a person that goes through the store, I'm a person that likes to go through the grocery store. Um, I don't do the Instacart thing or whatever. Because for one, I'm particular about my stuff, right? And
I know you are.
let's say, let's say, right, when we get stuff off the shelf, we're looking for whatever has the furthest away expiration date. We're not grabbing the first thing off. When I'm
There
looking
you
at
go.
fruits and vegetables, I'm looking at which fruits and vegetables look the best. When I'm looking at cuts of meat, I'm looking at which packs look the best. When those people in the stores getting your stuff, they're not doing all that. I seen one guy do that. I was very impressed. I said that young man was very well raised. He went and he looked through each piece of fruit before he got one and put it in the thing. The first time I saw somebody package stuff in the store, this young lady grabbed the first strawberries off the shelf and just put it in. I said, see, this is why I will always buy my own stuff, man. This is why. So, go ahead.
No, I was saying you are talking the truth, because when you go where you pay for convenience, we pay convenience.
Yeah.
They're on the time things that I want to make this time. They're not thinking about the quality of the food.
No.
Not thinking, not saying they all are bad and stuff, but you putting your, like I said, your food selection quality in somebody else's hand. As
Yeah.
you mentioned, when you go there, you touch, you feel, because you know the quality of food. You know who, first off, what you eating, then also the guests that come to you, because this is T's a pit master, and like I said, you learn that you also know how to cook. So he knows, he understands the quality of food. So when you bring something, so you going on to his house, you know it's going to be a high quality. It's something that he want to consume, and that you know that you want to consume as well. It's a different between just being quick, grabbing something. A different thing when you pay attention on the thing, understand the things of value. I appreciate you, bro. Okay, keep on, man.
Yeah, man. that's just how I am about, shopping and stuff. So, I go to different places and different grocery stores, and I look at what's on. Sometimes I even be old school and I'll grab a sales paper at the door, look through it and see what's on sale. You'd be surprised at what's on sale. And Publix have sales sometimes too. A couple months ago, about 2 months ago, they had a sale on tri-tips. Tri-tips have become like my favorite cut of beef, and it's not really popular over here on the East Coast. So for them to have it, they had it buy one get one free. So I went to the store. My cousin hit me up. He let me know. I went to the store and I bought them and put them in the freezer. That's another thing too, about planning ahead. If you see these deals and you have room in your freezer, buy these things and put them in the freezer. Especially if you have a deep freezer. Oh man,
Oh
you could
man.
really clean
Oh,
up.
you talking
Yeah,
school? That's old school right there. Yeah, and
yeah,
should be new school too. But yeah, have a freezer to be able to store your meats in, and then then you time it. Of course, you time it and you put the date and you list it because some people get a bunch of food in there. You put it in the deep freezer and you leave it in the deep freezer.
freezer.
And
Yeah.
you have a month to 3 to 4 months to go ahead and work towards that too. I want to add that in there because some people got meats, protein in there from decades. So,
1975.
and wonder why it's all white all over. But that's another. It's here and there. I digress. But yes, I love the idea of the deep freezer. Go ahead, brother. Drop them trying to pull
Yeah.
carry.
And just like, don't overdo it, but don't underdo it. Like, if you're having a couple of guests over, kind of make sure you have enough for everybody, and make sure that you have some overs, but not so much to where you're trying to beg people to take stuff because you don't have room for it. And if you're having a cookout, don't be afraid to ask people to bring dishes, like side dishes and things. Or maybe collect, another thing that you can do is take up a pot if you're the one, cooking the proteins and stuff, because that's the most expensive thing. And you want all the weight on you. You want to be more cost effective, say, hey, I'm taking donations for, the cookout. Get some dollars from the other people, and then you go shopping from there. When you buy, another thing too is when you buy certain cuts, let's say like beef, like the dino ribs are popular. People like to do that, but you can ask like the butcher at any grocery store if they have like the beef back ribs uncut.
Ooh.
And that's where you're going to save as well. If you go to a butcher, if you go to a regular grocery store, to have the meat uncut and untrimmed, you pay less for it per pound.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
if you in the store and you want on people like, I want some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, you want to save money, buy the regular chicken thighs, take the skin off, take the bone out yourself. You save you some money that way.
You are watching The Wise Hour with J. Mullane Wise.
You are watching The Wise Hour with J. Mullane Wise.
You're watching The Wise Hour with J. Mullane Wise.
You're listening to The Wise Hour with Jay Wise. Have you not subscribed? Have you not told somebody else? Are we not commenting? We're on The Wise Hour. What we doing?
Come on now. 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed. I thought about it saying you getting people solutions, man. You're getting people solutions and answers to this stuff like that. And it's and it makes sense.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it makes sense. You think about, what I can say, especially in this time, everybody, where we're going through so many things, where the prices of everything going up. Some things you had to do the extra, I guess I said, the extra elbow grease. We pay for the convenience. Realize you're paying for the convenience. If you're willing to buy it whole and just do the extra work to take the skin off yourself, or buy a whole chicken and you're willing to go ahead and divide it up yourself, then you realize, what, I can save on this and you can buy more items. I like the idea of the pool thing. Like, get a pot together where people and get money together and be corroborate, because everybody's going to be blessed with the results of the food, and everybody will get that, that portion of it as well. So that's some great advice, brother. I'm going to jump to, let's talk about food. We're talking about costs and stuff. I want to talk about equipment real quick. So for someone who only ever You use a basic grill. No, they can beat me with that. What what is one simple smoking technique they could try this spring without investing into expensive equipment?
Oh, that's a real good one. I would say try different bags of charcoal, different brands. Um, the household favorite is Kingsford. Everybody knows that bag. But there are other brands out there you could try that will actually add some flavor, to what you're cooking. There are a couple of brands out there that I like, and they have their hardwood charcoal, which means they have wood in them. And make sure that you're looking for something that's natural, that's
Okay.
like infused together with like vegetables and stuff like that. Something, because some of those cheaper charcoals, they're put together with trash, and so your food is not going to really have that good flavor to it. So I would say get some good charcoal. Also, you can try adding some wood chips or wood chunks to your charcoal. That'll upgrade your game. It'll give a nice flavor to it, nice smoky flavor. That's what I would say would be in a nice inexpensive way, is just invest in some good brand of charcoal and do
Okay.
some test runs. I said this last time. If don't, you got this new bag of charcoal and everybody's there waiting to eat, and you haven't really used it yet and you're trying to figure it out. So do a test run. That's always a good thing to do. Do a test run.
All right, now you heard that. Do a test run because you haven't tried it, and we don't want to be experimenting with people when they hungry.
No. You definitely don't want to do that.
They hungry and they wonder why the chicken is extra crispy,
Yeah.
and extra dark. Because last time you explained you said the smoke, the white smoke versus with the bad smoke. So y'all go back into the episode of the Wise Hour and watch out the Thanksgiving special. He broke down the smoke, the good smokes and the bad smokes and stuff like that. So definitely check out. Just a shameless plug. I want to ask this because we were talking just before the show, and we were talking about it's basketball season, and we already talked about football. We'll leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be crying for a long time, a river. but your congratulations to your champion, the Eagles, who won the championship at the time of this recording. So but now we into the NBA season. The NBA at the time of recording be coming up. Well, I want to mention things about tailgate. So this question came up, and I want to share it with you because I know you'll be able to get the information for it. For someone who's tailgating with limited space, what is one piece of equipment that would give them the biggest bang for their buck?
Limited space. I would say a good portable grill. And by portable, it could be one of those little cheap grills that you get from, I don't know, Family Dollar or whatever, because you're not planning on keeping it for a long time. It's small, it's convenient, and you can work with it. If you want to invest a little more, there are some companies that make some nice portable grills. I have one that I use at the house. I haven't even used it anywhere else, but I have one that's pretty cool, and it's very small. Doesn't take up a lot of space, but it really gets the job done. So make sure, I would say a nice small size grill, and that goes back to the prep work and things. Like I said before, if you have all this stuff prepped and you come out there to tailgate and you got a small grill, you can do a nice little rotation. You can start off with sausages and hot dogs and things like that, little small stuff, so give people something to snack on while to get the big stuff done. If you don't have a small grill and you got that nice size grill and you want to do everything right then and there, I would say less extra stuff like tables. What else we like to bring? TVs. You gotta kind of
You gotta have the TV. No, I was joking.
bring a smaller TV, but you're gonna have to sacrifice something if you want that big grill. There, you're gonna have to do that to make room. But I would say a nice portable grill, and you could even run like 2 small portable grills and kind of put them to the side or whatever. But I would say, yeah, just a nice portable grill. And if that doesn't work for you, if you smaller tables, smaller amount of chairs, and just kind of figure it out. You got a cooler, do something sensible with the cooler. If you're tailgating, you have an actual truck. Like if the things that you can keep on the truck, keep them on the truck. That gives you more room to do other stuff or whatever. Things you can, if you're there with cars or whatever, things you could put away in the car, in the trunk or whatever, do that. That'll give you more room.
Come on, that 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed. And I love the way you spoke, you shared with us earlier about using Chaco and getting the brand. So if we get a smaller and then a more affordable grill, if we upgrade in for us our Chaco and the wood, you know what I'm saying, we'll still have the effect of having a great like saying, make sure the protein is great, but you can use a smaller setting. So that actually go hand in hand. And also having a smaller grill allows you to have a bigger TV there at your
facts. Or hey, now that I'm thinking about it, if you want to be one of those people, just do it at the house. Do it. You could even do it the day before, or you could do it early that morning. Do it at the house, and that gives you more room. You just have something to warm them up, and you good to go.
You know what? That's okay. At the end of the day, we just trying to eat.
Exactly. I've seen it done. Yeah. The pans of food was already done, and I've done it. I've done the stuff before, put it in the refrigerator, bring it, and we just put it in because we did still have like a grill just to keep stuff warm. Mm-hmm. But once that stuff get warmed up, you good to go. Or the little warmers, the little warmers with the little pan, put them on there or whatever, you good to go.
Come on now.
Yeah, you just gotta be creative with it. Yeah.
Be creative. You know what I'm saying? I know me. I like to eat. I like to watch. So, you know what I'm saying? So we go ahead, and I got some ideas in my head already. So thank you for that.
Yeah, don't sacrifice the TV.
Don't sacrifice. We ain't sacrificing TV here, family. So, but what we am going to do is I'm going to throw this other question, because this is an important one, because this right here, I want to make sure people are aware of some things. So what is the most common mistake people make when tailgating, and how to avoid it?
Not paying attention to the grill is a big common mistake. Especially if you're on the man in the grill, and I know it's tailgating, everybody's having a good time, and you may want to throw back a couple. If you're manning the grill, you can't do that like everybody else. You got to pay attention. And then if you're having conversations, try to have the because really you shouldn't be trying to turn your back on the grill anyway, but try to have your conversations facing the grill so you're kind of aware of what you're doing. I've seen that people just forget they had something on the grill because, you laughing and talking to have a good time. And it's also hard to do that when the TV's going, because the game gets really good and you're watching and you just like, man, wait a minute. Oh, got something on there, and then the stuff is kind of burnt. And also something that we talked about this in the episode of Black Smoke. Like I know barbecue chicken with barbecue sauce or ribs with barbecue sauce is a thing, that people love. But if you must sauce your proteins, don't have them over direct heat, because that's where they get burnt up. Right? Because that stuff has sugar in it, and sugar burns fast. So if you're doing that, if you want to get some sauce on your wings and stuff, or chicken or what have you, or your ribs or whatever, always put that stuff in the indirect side. Because once you get to touching the flames and all that, the stuff gets burned up, and it's just like, You know, some people are like, yeah, that's flavor. It's a difference between some charring and burnt up. So
Come on now.
make sure your stuff isn't burnt up. Like if you want to have that little coat on there, you know, a little barbecue sauce, and you can't wait to have it, you know, sauced afterwards, make sure it's on the indirect side and let it kind of, you know, glaze over, and that's fine. But don't be leaving barbecue sauce chicken on and it's the flame just touching it. You're just burning it up.
And hey, that's facts. That's 24 karat gold bars indeed. And the biggest thing you said is be aware and pay attention.
Yeah.
Just as important as preparation, that you know, pay attention is so real. And because what happened is, like you said, a tailgate or something, you want to be involved. We social creatures. We want to be involved in stuff, but like you say, you man the grill, you need to man the grill and pay attention to what's going on, because at the end of the day, what we want to do is avoid any industry.
Yeah.
The food get burned and stuff like that, but last thing you want to do is catch something on fire or set something off that somebody, you know, eat something, they get sick or whatever it is, because we choose not to pay attention to this to the grill and the situation. That's a straight value, brother, and I appreciate you sharing that. Oh,
and you
man.
made me think of something else with the if you have something that's fatty, you have to pay attention to that too, because once that fat starts dripping off in the coals, you have flare-ups, which is another reason why you shouldn't be using that aluminum foil to cover your grates. It's okay. I know you know everybody don't want to clean them grates, and they try to put it with foil so they don't have to clean it. But think about if you're doing burgers, right? And you know, you may poke holes in it, but that it's gonna be places where the grease just sits. And as soon as all of that grease rushes off and pours into the coals, now you have a flash fire. So you got to be mindful of that stuff too when you got like fatty things like burgers or you know, ribs with fat on it, stuff like that. Even chicken, some chickens still have fat on it. So just make sure you're paying attention and watching for grease flare-ups, and have your little bottle of water or something, you know, on the side in case you gotta kind of douse out some of it. But even though you shouldn't be using water on grease fire, but you have to use it helps.
Some a whole bucket of water.
Just a little.
Just a little. Don't throw a whole bucket, man. Please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Remind me of what in Living Color. Fire Marshal
Bill. Let me show you something.
Let me show you something. Oh man, bring back memories. All right, cool. All right, now I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna wrap up this tailgating thing, because I got one more thing. So we said we in basketball season, right? So I'm gonna say this: you have got a crowd of hungry basketball fans that's gonna show up in the hour. Ooh. What is your go-to emergency recipe that never fails to impress?
An hour, man. If it's only an hour,
let's push it back. I'll give you three.
Three. Okay, now we got some time. I would say some wings and leg quarters.
Yes,
because ribs, you do ribs low and slow, so 3 hours is not enough time for some ribs. You could do like some steaks or something like that. People into the pork chops, you do some pork. I don't know. I don't think. You know what? People don't really talk about grilled pork chops like they used to.
Oh, I have not.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody. Yeah, but wings is, you know, chicken. Leg quarters, drums, thighs. That's always, you know, wings. That's always a good go-to. And you want to have time to season these things up. That's what I was saying about like an hour. I'm like, I need, you know, I would like to have at least 4 hours for the seasonings to kind of get into the protein, but at least try to get like at least an hour is still cool, where you season it up, you get it seasoned, and you let it sit in the refrigerator so it can kind of get into the meat. But yeah, that prep time is very important, and you can't lose with some wings or some legs. This barbecue chicken, people love grilled chicken. So you can go with that, some grilled chicken and maybe some steaks.
All right now. So you got a good about 4 hours before I be there. So you know what I'm saying. So you
Okay.
go ahead and make that thing happen real quick. I'll make sure you have some prep time. You know what I'm saying.
Okay.
The hour too short. Now I know the hour too short, so I give you at least a 4-hour window now. I give a 4-hour window now. Hey, family, now a 4-hour window. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let them seasonings get in there, man. Do its thing before you throw it on there. I mean, if you push to it and you have to just season it and throw it directly on there, of course that's fine. But you get so much flavor into the protein if you give it some time to just work into the meat, man. So, like I said, prep time is everything, man. Overnight, if you season up some stuff overnight and the next day, flavor to the bone.
Ooh. Okay, I'll push back. So what I'm saying is, so I'll give you, let you prep the night before, and then I'll be down there, in 4 hours doing that day. You know what I'm saying? They give you enough time to do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we already established it now. We know what to do. I want to make sure everything's perfect for you. You know what I'm saying? So we give you some time.
Word.
All right, family. So we already know what to do with tailgate. We already know the prep time and all that stuff. Get this brother some time because we want this food make sure you're amazing. We ain't rushing time. We ain't rushing. So then we thought about that. We're gonna go back to this amazing YouTube channel that he has. T-DUBB BBQ. And I wanted to ask this question right here. What is one of your favorite signature recipes that consistently gets you most reactions from viewers on your YouTube channel?
Man, I would have to say those honey. It's between the lamb ribs and right now it's the honey Old Bay wings.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I saw that on Instagram. Grub with Just, in fact, we had him on the podcast too. Real cool guy. He did that recipe, and I thought it was something that he made up, but he lives in the Maryland area. He said that's something that's on the menu. And so, brother, when I tell you, like, I reshared that video, I repurposed it, and it's been about 2 weeks, and it's almost at 13,000 views, the short that I put up there. And then the other time I put it up there, and when I put it on other platforms, it gets a lot of views because using Old Bay honey, of course, and some hot sauce, and people love Old Bay. Of course, you think about Old Bay, you think about shrimp, crabs, crab legs, but it's really good on poultry.
Ooh, come on, man. So you got me thinking. I'm hungry right now, man.
And then the lamb ribs surprisingly got some spin too. I guess because people kind of curious about it. Even when I did like a video with some lamb shoulders,
okay,
people seem to be into that. I almost forgot tri-tip.
Okay, you mentioned that
of course, earlier. Yeah, tri-tip gets a lot of views. People are interested in those tri-tips. Tri-tip is like a steak cut. So what's cool about a tri-tip is people like different donenesses for their steak. You can cover everybody with a tri-tip because of how it's shaped. So you can have your well done people on the ends, and as you get closer to the middle, you can have stuff for your medium and your rare and your medium people towards the middle. Just depends on how long you cook it because of how it's shaped. So that's a good one to do. Not really inexpensive anymore, but that's a good one. That's a good one to have if you want to do steaks and you have people that like different types of donuts with their steak.
Okay, that's definitely. I had to definitely look into those. Because like I said, you go to your YouTube channel, man. I mean, go there, fam. Check it out. You'll know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, I've got 2 more questions for you, and this is the last 2. Definitely, I want to make sure I ask this. So, all right, if you could only give One piece of advice to someone who wants to improve their grilling and smoking skills this spring, what would it be?
I would say have two things. Have patience. Don't try to rush things. That's another thing that's back to the prep. Try to allow yourself time because things can happen when you're dealing with live fire. Your grill might not get hot enough, or it may, go out. Say you're using the gas grill. You thought you had enough gas. Now it's gone out. Now you have to run to the store, get some more gas, and come back. You just gotta kind of be prepared for anything and just allow yourself some time and don't try to rush it. Other thing is when using charcoal, just try to use um, a fire starter. Like lighter fluid is now. I used to use lighter fluid back in the day, and none of my food ever tasted like the lighter fluid. So I don't know what people do, but some people use lighter fluid and you can taste it in the food.
Yes.
I don't know, but get you some fire starters. Like I like using the tumbleweeds, and then you can use a chimney. A chimney fire starter is real good because you have the charcoal basically hugged together, and those light really good. But and invest in some good charcoal, man. Don't be afraid to look at these different brands and try them out. I'm not being endorsed by them, but I guess I could let y'all know. Cowboy makes some really good charcoal, and B&B makes and their briquettes are bigger than the average, and they burn hotter and they burn longer. So B&B is a really good one too. Royal Oak is a really good one. Those are ones that I've used. Other people that I know, they've used Jealous Devil. They say that's a good one. And there's another charcoal company, Harder Charcoal. I've heard that's a really good one as well. So look into some different ones. Surprisingly enough, Walmart had some good charcoal. They had a brand, Expert One, and they had a Pitmasters blend that had like pecan and a couple of other things in there. Pecan, hickory, and I think mesquite.
Okay.
Something happened. They changed the formula. I don't know what it was because the briquettes were kind of thick.
Okay.
And then I bought a bag one time and they were like flat, almost like some quarters. I don't know, but the quality went out the window. So that was my last time buying those.
Okay.
But I don't know, last time I used Kingsford. But Kingsford is cool, I guess, but don't be afraid to look out and try, other stuff too. But Cowboy, I would say, is a good inexpensive one because you get two of the nice size bags for $20 because they come in a twin pack. So that's a good brand to try. And also, if you're doing like low and slow, lump charcoal is your best friend because that's more so for the low and slow cooks. Now, briquettes, more so hot and fast. Now, you can do low and slow with briquettes, but then you have to kind of have it set up in like a snake method or something like that to where they burn slow. And the snake method is just lining them up like dominoes pretty much.
Okay.
And let it burn like that. But that's what I would say. Just make sure you have take your time and get some nice quality charcoal. Make sure if Kingsford works for you, that's fine too. But don't be afraid to try other stuff and don't wait until the people get there to try the other stuff. Make sure you have some, days you experiment and practice. I mean, you have world-renowned pit masters and people who own restaurants and stuff, and let's say like turkeys is not a thing right now, but once Thanksgiving time comes in, you will hear and find that these pit masters, they are practicing with their cooks to make sure that everything is okay. Like you always want to keep fine tuning. So don't be afraid to practice and do something maybe, the weekend before, a couple of days before, just to make sure everything is good. You need to do that, especially if you haven't grilled since last grilling season. Practice, get that practice in, man. That's okay.
I agree with you on that. This is how I feel about practice.
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice.
We're talking about practice. We are talking about practice. Since we in basketball season right now, I gotta throw the AI over there. Practice, everybody, is worth the time. First of all, and like you said, the preparation thing is critical. And yes, we want to be financially smart with the decisions we make, with the things we do with our food, our equipment, and stuff. But also just remember to have a good time. Also have a good time, enjoy. It's a season where we want to get together and want to socialize. So make the best of it. Whatever equipment you have, if you have the equipment, make the best out. Maybe getting a better quality charcoal or trying something different with that. But practice with it. And T said in the last time he was on the Wise Hour is go ahead and get a cut of meat and try it out and see how it come out. Then and you practice more, then you feel more comfortable. So when you do have them gatherings, you will have the opportunity to say, you know what, I already got this thing, nailed down. My technique is straight. I just go ahead and just execute. And so, brother, this is the Wise Hour. And so the Wise Hour, this would not be it. Let's ask this question. Define the word life. And what do life means to you?
Oh man, life is what you make it. Life is what you hold close to you. Life is what you give out. Life is what you receive. Life is what you share with the world. Life is for us to enjoy. It's for us to actually live it. Like we're not here to just exist and just, okay, I'm getting up, going to work, heading home, get something to eat, sleep, same thing. Oh, weekend's here, sleep. Oh, okay. Sunday's here, go to church, come home, sleep. All right, Monday, do things. Get out there and enjoy life. Make the most of life. I know things are kind of scary right now, and you want to make the best financial decisions. Nobody's saying book a trip to Fiji tomorrow for a month, but there are things in your city you live in that you can enjoy. There are tons of free events going on where we live. You just have to look for them, and they're there for you. Matter of fact, where I live, there's like several things going on this weekend. Springtime is here. There are different type of festivals. They're different type. Go to the farmer's market. Get you some fresh fruit and vegetables. Just get out and do something and enjoy life, man. You could plan a trip, maybe not right now, but maybe something in the future. But make the plans to do it. Save up to do it. Enjoy life. Life is what you make it, and you want to make it the best.
Come on now. That was that 24 karat gold bars dropped in the make the best of life. Enjoy it, brother. I appreciate it. You're no stranger. And we're going to have you back on the Wise Hour again, brother. Each and every time we can. Because you know what? Because I go to that YouTube site and just be salivating, and you know what I'm saying? So I got to keep my technique and elevate my game. And you the person who help me elevate my game, especially when it comes to grilling and smoking. So we appreciate you, man. And thank you for your time out.
Oh man, I appreciate being on. If anybody got any questions, you can hit me in the DM or whatever, and I'll answer and give you some tips, right, man. Just have fun.
Hey, let me ask this. Let me say this. Tell people how they can get in contact with you.
You can find me at T-DUBB-BBQ on all of the socials. T-DUBB-BBQ on YouTube, of course, and you can hit me on the DM. If you have any questions, and even not just me, if you following somebody that's a pit master, somebody who owns a restaurant, you'd be surprised if you reach out and ask them a question, they'll answer you, because that's one of the things I love about the barbecue community is it's a giving community, and it's something that brings us all together. And you'd be like, when I go to these different festivals and stuff, and I talk and meet these different pit masters, I mean, they're so down to earth, and they're so willing to talk to you, and they're so willing to, share information with you. So ask somebody, reach out and ask a question. Do not be afraid to ask. Okay. Nobody knows it all. And anybody who tells you they knows everything about barbecue, no matter how many years they've been doing it, they're lying, because something new happens every time you light up that grill. I can guarantee you that.
That's a guarantee on the Wise Hour. All right, T. You're coming back, bro. We will make sure we don't spend too much time in different seasons. We'll bring you back for some more, of course, recipes and more insight on how to do some more barbecue and grilling. So thank you again, brother.
Appreciate you.
Family, was that 24 karat gold bars dropped in D, man? You had so much insight, so much knowledge from T. And I tell you right now, definitely check out his YouTube channel. Go, like he said, hit him in the DMs, and you want to learn more about how to be the grill and to be how to smoke. And of course, he'll be coming back on the Wise Hour for dropping more 24 karat gold bars indeed. All right, family. You want to support the channel? Go to my merch line. Hey, go to the link, and you can get to wear a shirt. Understand where you are. And of course, I got the 24 karat gold bars dropped in D, and more merch should be coming as, being a creator, more merch should be coming as well. So thank you for each and every person who, bought a t-shirt in the support of this channel. All right, family. Love is an action word. While you're taking the time to love yourself, make sure you show love to someone else. And we'll see you on the next The Wise Hour. All right. Take care, family, and peace.
Every day we walk this road, a labyrinth of paths untold, searching for our place in road, finding strength down in our soul. Challenges we face head on, through the night until the dawn. Gonna keep on holding strong in this dance where we belong. Tonight.